Guys, have you all seen the famous video explaining what happened between him and his ex-bestie, actress Ekene Umenwa? So their issue is so deep to this extent. Well, I didn't know. Anyway, before we get into it, welcome to my channel. My name is Naomi. And on this channel, we do everything. Cho, village content. Here you get all the juicy apropos in this world. So if you are new, please do not forget to subscribe. Turn on your notification bell so that when we post a video, you see it. And do not forget to always like, drop a comment, and share. Now let's get right into it. You guys know how Deacon Famous and actress Ekene Umenwa, they are very, very close. Okay, they are not close anymore actually, but they used to be very, very close. Yeah, they used to be very, 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 very close. But for some reason, when Deacon Famous did his wedding, like he celebrated his wedding, we saw this, as the church on social media and the apropos, we see the things and the things that you do not see, right? So we observed that there was no closeness at all between Ekene Omenwa and the King Famous. And some of us that we see that and we see things happening in your home, we began to wonder, like, what's going on? Why are these people that used to be very, very close, they are not that close? And then there was also a time that Ekene Omenwa posted a picture of the King Famous's girlfriend, Ada Uli. And we noticed that the King Famous unfollowed the actress Ekene. And we were like, wow, it's like this thing is deep. It's deeper than we thought. And it's been a year plus. None of them ever said anything about it. The King Famous did address the issue. Ekene didn't say anything about it. And, as the Church family, other Church things that we need to talk about came around. So we just had to forget it. But today, I just saw the King Famous video explaining everything that happened. It is deep. Before we get right into the details, and before I start giving woto, the people that I need to give woto, let me say this first. The King Famous, I'm sorry, as part of Church family, in fact, the queen of Church, I made a video. I made videos then when this whole thing was trending. I blasted you, and when we discovered that you unfollowed Ekene Omenwa simply because he posted your ex's Adauli's picture, wishing her a happy birthday, I was angry. I was like, you are married now, your friend can actually wish anybody happy birthday, but we didn't know the backstory behind it. It is not that you have explained that I've listened. So I would say I'm sorry about that, even though I'm not as church, we talk about what we see on the media, but then I'm sorry for misinterpreting or maybe misunderstanding, or not really misunderstanding. It's just because you didn't bother to explain to us what happened. This is the reason why. Anyway, I will get to that. So I'm sorry, first of all. And the second thing I want to say is, I always advise people when it comes to social media, if anything is trending about you and it is not true, do not allow people to run with it. Because they say silence means what? Yes, silence is consent. When you keep quiet about a particular thing, especially when it will damage your reputation, to damage your image in some way. You are doing yourself. So when something is trending about you, it is negative, and especially when it is not true, or the way people are interpreting it is not actually the way it happened, it's not the way it is. People do not understand. It is best if you come out and explain to people, so they will not run with wrong information, just like we did. Because when I discovered you unfollowed Ekene Omenwa simply because she posted your ex's picture at Dauli, I was like, no, this is immature. You get, but now that you have explained, so next time when something happens and people are talking about you, especially if it is not true, it will damage your reputation because you talked about how you became depressed and all of that. It is best you come out and, let the whole cat out of the bag so that people will get the right information. Now, let's get straight into the gist. The King Famous said that Ekene Omenwa did a lot. He talked about what actually brought their issue first, even before what happened around their marriage, was when after their wedding, he invited her for a job. Like, he wanted to contract her for a job. Like, you guys know that the Famous, he does movie, he makes movie, right? Now, Ekenome was giving him excuses. Oh, after my wedding, I need to go for honeymoon, blah, 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 and blah. Until she finally decided to like, okay, let's do the job. Gave them a day. They moved from Lagos to Asaba to go shoot the movie. At the end of the day, Ekenome didn't show up. And she didn't apologize. Ekene, you, Jesus baby that I used to defend. When Amadiva Brothers called you out recently, I was part of those people that came out and made a video say, you people should leave Ekene alone. You guys are always mocking how it's, all these people that are serving Jesus, blah, blah, blah. Ekene, did you do that to Deacon Famous? Ekene. When you celebrated your wedding, Deacon Famous brought Moses Bliss for you, your favorite gospel musician. And that was what made your wedding to trend. That was what blew up your wedding. Like, you started trending. Even people that didn't know you were an actress before, they were like, who is this Ekene? Who is this Ekene? Because of the way you reacted. And when people were blasting you, this same Deacon Famous came out on this media and defended you. I was part of those who defended you, saying that you can react the way you want to. But you did that with Deacon Famous. No, Ekene, you have to come out and talk about it. You cannot say, oh, I do not like addressing things to the media. No. You have to come out and talk about it. Anyways, Deacon Famous said that was actually what caused the issue in the first place. And then the next thing, he also talked about how that birthday post that actually made him to finally unfollow her. He talked about how days before Ekene posted the picture of his ex-girlfriend, and praising her, writing sweet things about her. Ekene, according to the Famous, they were together and Ekene said a lot of bad things about Adauli. Said a lot of things. He even said that Ekene said, I'm quoting the Famous now, that this person, Adauli, which happens to be his ex-girlfriend, is actually planning something bad. That she's even going to bring anointing oil to come and anoint them, so that they cannot plan evil against them. This time around, the Famous was already planning his wedding to the Ghanaian lady that he got married to. You know, Ekene said a lot. And being his friend, he was like, okay, for this person to be saying all of this, means she actually cares about me. Only after a few days, he said he saw this same Ekene, after saying all those mean things about this same Ada, his ex-girlfriend, she went and posted a picture and was writing sweet things, wishing her happy birthday. That was what got him pissed, and he was like, wait a minute. Is it not this same Ekene that caused accept my friend? That was just telling me a few days ago that this person, they are planning bad things against me. They want to sabotage my wedding. They are this, and that. She even promised to bring anointing water, be holy water or whatever, anointing oil to come and anoint us. She's not the same person. More people can be hypocritical. He said that was another thing that pissed him off, and he was like, no, this person is not to be trusted. You can't call yourself my friend. In fact, it was through me that you got to meet Adaoli, because the Famous and Adaoli, they were dating before. I'm going to get to that, the next point. Now, I'm having issues with this person. We are no longer together. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't wish her well, but this was just you a few days ago saying things about this person. And here you are wishing this same person happy birthday. It means you are like a rat. You are not to be trusted, because if I say something now in your presence, you will take it and go and tell this same person again. If you have not even told her everything that we have discussed when we were together. He was shocked. And he was right. Like to be angry, to be shocked, like to just decide to withdraw from Ekene, because if you're for me, be for me. If you're against me, be against me. Don't be here and be there. Don't be sitting on the fence. Those kind of people, they are dangerous. Ekene, what's up? So you said bad things about Adauli, according to Deacon Famous. And you went again after a few days to go and post her birthday picture, and you were wishing her well. Adauli should even run away from you, Ekene. If what Deacon Famous said is actually true, this is why I'm telling you to come out and say something about what Deacon Famous has said. Deacon Famous also said he's not going to post screenshot now until any of you come out and debunk what he said. If this is true, then you are very, very wrong. People like you are very dangerous, and people should run away from people like you, Ekene Omenwa. Like I said, if this is true. And another thing, Deacon Famous made mention of the fact that it was Adauli, his ex-girlfriend, that dumped him, was the one that used him, was the one that even did everything to him. That's why he decided to be quiet. You understand? And we all actually thought on the media that he was the one that left her to go marry a Ghanaian lady. So Deacon Famous, I'm sorry about that. You understand? People have the right to do relationship and decide, okay, I'm no longer interested. We don't know what happened between you and your ex-girlfriend that made her to leave you or something. So I'm not going to judge that part. It's just that we all misunderstood you on the media or misunderstood the whole situation. And because, of course, you didn't come out to say anything. That's why I always advise you guys, always come out to straighten things. Don't always say, oh, I'm too matured. Except, of course, you know it's not going to affect you in any way. It's not going to affect your finance. It's not going to affect your mental health and all of that. But this case, you said that you were depressed. After the whole thing, you even lost followers, you lost friends. So it touched you. You were supposed to come out and debunk this whole thing earlier. But anyway, still not too late. And we now understand that you didn't actually dump Adauli for this your wife. And Yawo, our Ghana baby, we are also very, very sorry, because at that time we actually thought that, okay, you were kind of cold, you were not open. We didn't know it was what was going on behind the scene. No. So we are very, very sorry about. I am sorry. I'm not going to say we. I am sorry. We are Proko lovers anyway. He actually said a whole lot of things that if I want to put everything on this video will be too long. But then I'm going to end it here. But before I go, Ekene, if everything that the King Famous said about you is true, then I'm sorry, you do not have a good character. I mean, just the other day. Anyway, the King Famous said this because they did not make you the event planner. Because Ekene, if you guys don't know, she's also an event planner. It's because they didn't make you an event planner. That's the reason why you got angry. And they decided to use Amadiva's Bridal. And Amadiva's Bridal was the same person you had issues with a few months ago. The lady came out and accused you of being a bad person. The lady said that a wedding that she planned, wedding gown and everything, you posted it on your platform. And then you didn't tag them. You tagged another vendor. She got angry. I also came out and I made a video. I said, maybe she didn't do it deliberately. Maybe it was just a mistake. Bro, now that I know that Amadiva's Bridal was the one that planned the King Famous wedding and you were angry, you and the King Famous had issues at that time, then I know that you did what you did deliberately. Ekene, this is a bad thing. I think you should change. I think you should change. You are not representing the Jesus family very well. I don't like a situation whereby people will now come and be saying, all these people that used to carry Jesus on their head, please let me make you guys understand. It is not about Jesus. It is not about native doctor. It is not about being a Muslim or being a Christian or being a traditional worshiper. These things are character where the person gets. You understand? Na character. You understand? It is not about whether the person is a Christian or Muslim. Forget about who is carrying, who is doing Jesus. No. It is who they are. It is not about the religion or the faith that they belong to. Ekene, if you did all of this, first, you owe the King Famous an apology. Secondly, you need to come out and talk about this whole situation. And then thirdly, you would need to change. Why would someone contract you for a movie and you give them dates that, oh, come so day, they come, logistics and everything, and you ended up disappointing them and you didn't apologize until after, and your husband self no try. You understand? You don't need to be representing Jesus well if you're actually standing for Jesus. Mama, now they use Jesus, say they cover face for this media. They do anyhow, they get baba character. You have to come out and talk about this whole thing that happened. You have to clear the air. Don't tell me you are too matured. No, these allegations, these things that your ex-bestie, the King Famous, said about you, they are too weighty. Now you guys are no longer friends. Anyways, the King Famous, I wish you well. I thank God that you have healed from the depression that you said you were in because of what happened. And that is life for you. People that you trust the most, that you think they are your own, they can disappoint you sometimes in life. You just have to, look for a way to wrap your head around it and move on. Anyway, let's end it here. But Ekene, I'm looking forward to your explanation because too many people are beginning to say things about you. And the way I view you before is beginning to change. Let me not come and speak bad English and cut my tongue. The way I view you now, you don't begin change because the things people keep saying about you, oh, you are this, you are this, you are that, you are a pretentious person. It's getting out of hand though. It's getting out of hand. So you need to say something. Anyway, make sure, like I said before, you subscribe to this channel, like, comment, and share until I come your way again. Bye-bye.